Pope Francis continues to push for the unifying of all religions, ultimately leading to the one world religion told to us in Revelation 17 and Revelation 13 that will be controlled by the Antichrist in the last days. November 11th, 2022, Pope Francis in Bahrain, a royal reminder of religious freedom of choice, and he was focused on the freedom of religion for the Christians in the region who are not able to go from Islam to Christianity. While freedom of religion is a good thing to contend for, Pope Francis has really shown that his allegiance lies with unifying all religions under the prophesied coming one world religion. We can look back at this shocking video I recently came across that came out back in January 6, 2016, but it really just goes to show how Pope Francis is really pushing for the one world religion. It's really shocking. Let's just take a look at a clip from this video.
Confío en Buda.
Creo en Dios.
Creo en Jesucristo.
Creo en Dios, Alá.
Muchos piensan distinto, sienten distinto, buscan a Dios o encuentran a Dios de diversa manera. En esta multitud, en este abanico de religiones, hay una sola certeza que tenemos para todos. Todos somos hijos de Dios.
I'm sorry, but that's a far cry from what we know to be the truth in John 14:6, which says, Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now again, God's given us free will and people have the right to choose whatever religion they want. But to pretend as if all these other religions actually lead us to God and to heaven is just a lie and a disservice to these other people. Which is again why it's the Antichrist's goal in the last days to have a one world religion, this type of ideology of all roads lead to God. That's exactly what the Antichrist and Satan wants because it's a lie. We see more of this unifying of the religions going on more and more these days with the Abrahamic family house that they're calling the beacon of mutual understanding and a harmonious coexistence with peace among people of faith and goodwill. Really, again, one world religious undertones all over this thing. And this Abrahamic family house center will be completed very soon in 2023. Keeping an eye on that, absolutely. Now, what's interesting about this place is they have the Jewish synagogue, they have the Catholic building for where they'll do masses, and then they have the Islamic mosque for the Muslims. While I was reading on the website about this, trying to see if there was an update on when it would be completed, it said a fourth space not affiliated with any specific religion will be an education center where people can come together as a single community devoted to mutual understanding and peace. It's almost like they've already even got this new age, one world, all roads lead to God center already there, a fourth space already ready to be put in place, almost preparing the way for when that time comes and the Antichrist religion is put in motion. Worth pointing out is back in February 2022, Pope Francis, Joe Biden, and the Grand Imam all issue statements promoting human fraternity. Again, these messages of unity and peace are of course how we are supposed to live. That's the life of people who are following Jesus, is love your enemies and love your neighbor as yourself. But the fact that the truth of the gospel is never promoted and never given to the people, which is the salvation for their souls and where the salvation and peace for eternity, doesn't matter if everybody's happy and getting along here. What matters is where your soul's going after you leave this earth. And the gospel is never put forth at any of these gatherings, it seems, from what I can tell. It's really just this focused on this one world. Everyone needs to come together, which is just not shocking because that's what we know will happen in the end times with the Antichrist and his world order. And a quote from this meeting that took place from Joe Biden said, from the ongoing threat of C-19 to the existential climate crisis to the rise of violence around the world, these require global cooperation from people of all backgrounds, cultures, faiths, and beliefs. Again, pointing to this end times unity. And I want to read a little bit from this website, and then I'm going to play a clip of what Emmanuel Macron recently just said in relation, really just setting up this one world system. And it's just shocking to see, really, definitely signs of the times. But this website, this article says, what is the one world religion described in Revelation? What will be the one world religion of the end times? Revelation 17 speaks of a great prostitute or great harlot that is generally understood as a metaphor for a false religion that will exist during the tribulation period. Many have debated the identity of this religion, with some arguing the Roman Catholic Church, Islam, or another large religious movement that will be in the end times a one world religion. However, it is more likely that this false religion of the last days will consist of an inclusive religion that allows for a pluralistic view of God. This would include even liberal monotheistic groups that see all religions as one and are willing to worship the Antichrist in the last days. Whatever this religion is, it will certainly exclude any faith that is exclusive and refuses to worship the Antichrist or his image. Revelation 17:6 states, "And I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints, the blood of the martyrs of Jesus." This false religion will permit and encourage the death of those who follow Jesus during the tribulation. So we know this great harlot, this false religion, will be a big part of the end times. And we know in Revelation 13, the Antichrist will ultimately demand the worship of himself and his image, as well as controlling the global economic system with the mark that he enforces for people to be able to buy and sell. These are all signs of the times. And so when we see religions and governments all around the world calling for unity, for us to get along, for us to cast off our ultimate beliefs for the belief of unity, this is where things go astray and we lead into the end times, especially when people who claim to be believers in Jesus Christ, such as the Catholic Church, supposedly the largest leading denomination in the world, who's supposed to lead the most Christians allegedly in the entire world, and they very rarely in these group settings speak about the truth that salvation is found in Jesus Christ alone. And not only are we seeing this within the Catholic Church by Pope Francis and the high-ups in the Vatican, but we're also seeing this within high-ups in government. Like I mentioned, Joe Biden said that quote about the unity and we need to come together no matter what, all faith, belief, religions, and political views. And now take a listen to Emmanuel Macron and what he said, somebody who people for years have been saying keep an eye on. He's the president of France and kind of always has his hand in everything, it seems. And take a listen to what he recently said. This was 11 days ago.
Are you on the US or the Chinese side? Because now, progressively, a lot of people would like to see there are two orders in this world. This is a huge mistake, even for both the US and China. We need a single global order.
So there you have it, just another world leader calling for a global single world order. And of course, you know, not to be rude, but these puppets are going to push for this because they want to be on the end when this global order takes place. They want to say they were one of the first people to promote this, so them and their family and their bloodline can continue on gathering the resources of Earth while everybody else starts to eat the fake meat and the bugs. I mean, this is just kind of their plan. This is the reality of it. It's really openly said. It's not even like a secret or anything. So when we see these guys calling for world order, global order, it fits in perfectly with the signs of the times. I mean, I don't know what else people in the world who don't believe the Bible would need. There's so much proof that Bible prophecy is being fulfilled and being set up right before us. It's all over the place. And this call by Emmanuel Macron is just more proof of that. An important verse to end this on that I think is fitting for the times that we're in is 2 Timothy 4:3-4. And that says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they will heap up for themselves teachers, and they will turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to fables." And that's exactly what's going to keep going on as the times move forward. We're going to see world leaders and different religious leaders coming out and saying, you know, don't push your belief so much. You know, you don't really need to believe Jesus so much. Just let's come together and accept everybody else. And just this way we can all get along. When in reality, we can all get along anyway, but you still need to stand up for the truth that Jesus Christ alone and the gospel alone saves your soul in the life to come. And that's a truth that we can never turn aside from. So stand firm on your faith that Jesus Christ saves. His gospel has the power to save, and it's salvation to everyone who hears, to the Jew first and also to the Gentile. So everybody who hears it. Thanks for watching, and God bless.